Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sunday Night Group Chat.
Sunday Night Podcast.
You know what's funny is we have an article today about our friend Anthony, and I just thought about this. Wasn't Anthony the one who recommended that we post the episodes as soon as we record them?
Did he?
I think that was Anthony's idea, that like instead of waiting, because we would normally wait till like Monday morning to post, and he's like, why don't you post it then? I don't know. Maybe
I don't know. I'm not giving him credit for that.
All right, never mind. Either way, we have a hot episode. We have a lot to talk about. There was some drama over the weekend that I think we should talk about, just to get into the the gossip news, because we do that too.
I love the gossip news, and you know what I realized? I love celebrity gossip. I just love it. It's incredible. As much as everyone thinks it's corny, stupid, I absolutely love celebrity gossip.
I think it's one of America's greatest products.
It's a great export.
Yeah, I agree. But we're here to do it. And then we got a lot to talk about. I mean, I think the biggest thing is Dollar Tree customers are sick to their stomach.
Disgusted.
And they're disgusted. And they're literally sick to their stomach. That's the quote from some customers. So I think we should talk about why. And, of course, we're starting off the week, so there's a lot of things to talk about. We're going to talk about your favorite country, China.
China.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, Group Chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
Hey, Dee.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. We don't have much of a group, but I'm ready to chat if you are.
It's dual chat.
It's just two dudes chatting this week.
What's crazy is I was on our TikTok the other day, and I saw some videos. Like, obviously people are starting to see our videos a lot. And if we don't wear hats, I saw comments, hey, why is specifically about me? He's like, why is that dude not wearing a hat? So I went and got a haircut.
What, because your hair was messy?
No, just I understood what he said. I saw my picture. I saw the video, and I was like, the hair doesn't look good.
Oh, your hair looked bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even. TikTok is so toxic. I would never stumble into those comments. Because it's like, the problem is most of the audience doesn't follow you. They're getting served it. So It's great for discovery, but it's really good to just get roasted too. Did you get any feedback from your Harry Styles rant?
Yeah, actually, I got a comment on our Instagram, and someone who definitely listens to the podcast. He actually does the morning show on 98.7, which, I mean, I've been listening to that radio station for like 30 years.
Yeah.
And he said he agrees that, you can consider someone like a Harry Styles, like, plucked from obscurity and put into the industry. But there are even more examples of like actual plants. Yeah. And I was like, well, why don't you share it? He's like, my contract ends in 2028, and I'll tell you then.
Oh, come on. On Group Chat episode 3021, we're going to out all the industry plans.
His name's Woody. Yeah. Woody, hook us up. Just like
Woody,
DM
come
us
on, man. Woody, all you got to do is make a random Gmail account.
Yeah.
And fucking send over some plans.
I mean, there's got to be like...
Everyone thought Post Malone was an industry plant, but he wasn't. That's what everyone did.
Really?
Yeah, everyone. That was like there was a...
That's because he's white in a black music.
You want to know why? It was like white, all of a sudden hit songs, hanging out with Kylie Jenner, had like a, this like look, white guy with cornrows. So everyone
little did they know that I introduced him to John Turgeon, who introduced him to Hollywood.
Yeah, there you go. You're like a plant. You're like a what do you call it? What's someone who works on plants all day?
Botanist.
Yeah, you're a botanist. Just growing little plants. I got to ask you too. There was a lot of drama I guess over the weekend, really. I mean, since we recorded last, the first thing is, did you see like the drama about the Kanye birthday party? He was like talking to his story and saying that he wasn't invited to his daughter's birthday party and nobody would tell him what time it was. And then apparently Travis Scott like came through with told him where it was and what time. Did you see all that?
I did. What do you think about that? You think he really wasn't invited to the birthday party?
No, I think this is my honest, just if I had to guess, I think that like he probably didn't see the invite, or like he sort of fumbled the invite and probably freaked out on social media at the assumption that he wasn't invited, as opposed to him actually not being, like them keeping it from him.
Yeah, I mean,
what do you think?
My thought was, I'm sure he got invited. God knows how many phone numbers he's changed and emails. And then obviously he realized it was day of. And my thought is that when you're planning this birthday and, your husband, your relative is Kanye West, you're like, I just saw this dude at Delilah with 40 people. Is Madonna coming? Is Floyd coming? And like a kid's birthday party is a pretty tight list.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Stormy. It was Stormy and Chicago's joint birthday. And maybe they got nervous that like, hey, this guy might show up with like.
I mean, the night before he was like accused of assault.
Yeah.
So like, he's probably tired. I mean, I've had those moments before where like I've seen a party or like a kid's party or something on social media and been like, damn, they didn't invite me. And then sure enough, the Evite was in my inbox. I just feel, it feels like one of those.
Yeah, I think it's that. And I also think like, I'm sure he was invited, but I'm sure there was like you can come, but don't bring.
Yeah, don't bring Julia.
Yeah, don't bring, no offense to Julia, but no one's trying to see her up at Chicago's birthday party. Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, it doesn't seem.
And I saw a lot of people who have gone through like, troubled kind of situations with,
parenting
kids and parents, or maybe divorce or whatever. And they kind of were like siding with Kanye. And I'm like, I get that. I understand that it's a very challenging situation for a lot of people, but like most of you guys are not Kanye West.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, I guess I like that family does so much. Who knows? But like, I don't know. Doesn't it seem just kind of bold to like straight up post it all over social media and not like keep it from Kanye? It just seems like a bold move.
Yeah, that's why I don't believe that it was like en malice. Like I don't.
What's funny to me is he looked like a vlogger. Like he's like, "Hey guys, just wanted to check in. I went to the party, had a great day." He looked like a fashion blogger.
I know. Like he was at Fashion Week. He's like, "Yeah, I just left the Fendi show and
loved it.
Walking over to Dior, but they're not letting me in."
Incredible event. Fuck the security. Yeah, it was good. And then the other thing is. Oh, go. You have something else on it?
No, go ahead.
The other thing was today I went golfing and I'm back from COVID, back being athletic.
Any better or still?
Yeah,
what we see in the meme pages.
Making big progress. There's still a little bit of what you see on the meme pages. And, but now I'm getting gifted product. TaylorMade sent me their new driver. So now I'm a golf influencer.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. TaylorMade literally came out with this new driver that's like this, like, it's like a carbon fiber face and there's all this hype about it. They sent it to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I went to put it to use today.
Is that from like the meme hype? That's like from the meme hype?
I think so. I think they just know. I mean, look, I'm guessing if you're a marketing person for a golf company, you don't got a lot of options, You got like the pros and then some old fat dudes. Like, what are you?
Yeah. That's true. You're right. Like, I mean, like, who can you actually gift? And because like even it's either famous people who like aren't going to promote it. Yeah, you're right. There's a real lane for you.
I'm right in the right in the key sort of gap there. But the point of my story had nothing to do with golf. It's that one of my friends that I went golfing with lives in Manhattan Beach. And he said that like yesterday, he was like boarding up and preparing for a tsunami all day.
Yes. So tsunami.
That's from a volcano?
Yeah. So there was a volcano erupted in Tonga, which is like, I don't know, like near New Zealand or something. Far. Really, really far. And what happened was the eruption from the volcano caused like basically a tsunami in the waters all across like the Pacific Ocean. So like the entire West Coast.
Yeah.
And so I woke up early in the morning yesterday and I read tsunami warning on the West Coast from 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. And then I saw some video of people in Santa Cruz posting videos of like water coming onto land.
Yeah.
Which is pretty gnarly. And then this morning we actually went to the beach in Santa Monica, and the same spot we normally go, which is kind of like north, really the northest part of Santa Monica. And dude, the tide was so high and the waves were crazy.
Really?
Like we went last week and Miles like foot was in the water and we were hanging out, like whatever. Yeah. I didn't even feel comfortable being like 30 feet near the water.
Really?
Yes, it was freaking crazy how like gnarly the water was.
My friend said they like evacuated the beaches and everything like during that time.
Yeah, exactly. Like it definitely was. When you went to the water, I was thinking about it like, I'm sure there was like a bunch of idiots who like watched Point Break and were like, Bodie, I'm going to go to...
Did you say Brody?
No, have you seen Point Break?
No.
Yeah.
Is Bodie a word?
Bodie is, yeah.
I thought you were just referencing that like all surfers are named Brody.
Like Brody Jenner. Yeah, I mean,
There's gotta be. I mean, I think if you're a surfer, that's like a rare, like, great occurrence.
Go ride a tsunami. That's like,
yeah.
Basically, in the movie Point Break, the guy basically like goes into like the tsunami and just dies.
Oh, that's what he does?
Like basically to kill himself.
Oh,
because he was about to get arrested, and the guy's like, "Let me go surf and die."
Oh, he wanted to die like on the Great Wave.
Yeah.
Bodie. Well, I mean, it's kind of scary. Like, I feel like one thing is like,
I was thinking about it from like, did you watch Don't Look Up yet?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it from that perspective. I'm like, maybe the entire West Coast gets just wiped out this weekend.
Right, but doesn't it like anytime there's like a borderline, to me that's like a natural disaster that luckily was like, didn't take us out, but like it has the signs of something that could. Like there are those things just out there while we're all like fighting on social media over whether you like, are right or left. There's like volcanoes waiting to fucking clear everything out.
I mean, as someone that grew up in LA, like Southern California, like earthquakes terrify the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Because I've seen firsthand the damage. And then I can't imagine living through hurricanes and tornadoes and volcanoes. Like the amount of shit that just can happen.
Yeah. There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's literally like, I think it's like Yosemite or something. Like there's earthquakes or there's whatever the fuck, volcanoes that could erupt that if they do, like it's all over. And it's just like a matter of like, if it happens or like you said about earthquakes, like we're so many years past due for the big one. Yeah. And like it feels like there's so many things that just at any moment could happen.
Yeah. Earth's kind of shaky.
Yeah. I'm with Elon, man. Let's get to Mars. Give me a backup. You want to talk about what's going on in the world?
Yeah.
It's almost Olympic time.
Is it?
February 4th, I thought, right?
Oh, yeah. Winter Olympics.
Yeah. Winter Olympic time. Beijing. The Biden crew already said that they are boycotting, right? They're not sending any.
I mean, Biden's not trying to hop on.
Well, Joe's not making it over there. But isn't it like they're not sending any diplomats or they're not?
Yeah.
So that's happening. And apparently the USA team is telling their athletes to leave their phones at home.
Yeah. And
What's
now
that?
apparently Canada is telling their athletes, basically for cybersecurity measures, they told them basically all to get burners.
Oh.
Saying that we don't know.
That's China just like listening into all their stuff and hacking their...
Yeah. So that's pretty wild. Like, that's the state we're at right now, that you're basically telling your entire country, like, yeah, come participate, but don't expect to have any privacy for your... I mean, it's amazing the pass that... Obviously this can't go on TikTok because, we want to keep our algorithm high here. But like, it's unbelievable the pass that we give China. Like the pass you give like the actor that's so great, or the athlete that wins championships. China just gets like the ultimate pass.
For real. It's insane. They don't like... Shouldn't you just not go? Like, if it's so bad that people shouldn't take their phones because they think that China's going to hack it and that's so dangerous and all this stuff, shouldn't we just not be there?
Yeah. The problem is, it's like, at the end of the day, like anything else, everything is just about money. It's not about anything else. Like, no one actually believes in human rights in a way that they will affect their personal life. They just don't. Like, if you're cared about human rights and climate change and all these things truly, then you would have to make such mega sacrifices in your personal life. But no, at the end of the day, everyone just does what's self-serving, which is, if you're an Olympic athlete or the IOC, like, shit, like, China's going to pay for all these incredible winter experiences. Fuck it, let's go have the Olympics there.
That's so crazy. It's so crazy, the shit that we do. To me, that's so like bending to China. Like, because to me, I don't know, but when I try to read, like, what's the reason for not just pulling out? Because that's like too disruptive. But instead, we'll send our people. We will represent, essentially by sending them there. You're sort of, in a way, like co-signing Beijing. You're co-signing China. You're there. You're part of the thing.
Yeah.
But we're going to just make the athletes leave their phones at home. Like, that's the way to solve this. It's crazy.
Yeah, because like at the end of the day, like, no one wants to actually solve problems. They're just trying to like put pig on a lipstick on a pig and keep it moving. Because like that's the same problem. Like the World Cup being in Qatar, like all these places, we want to believe that the world should be lived a certain way, but the rest of the world is just not on the same page as us. Some of the world is, just not all the whole world.
Yeah, I get that. It just feels like, man, like, that our athletes are such a target. Like, think about how, like, it's pretty petty. Like, what are you really going to find on an athlete's
dick
phone?
Pics.
Why didn't they just say, hey, all athletes delete your dick and nip pics before you head out?
I mean, no offense to like Olympic athletes, but I don't think they have anything of national security on those phones.
That's what I'm saying. So why are you warning them? Like, what are you really that worried about?
Yeah.
That to me just feels like that's not like some state representatives heading over there. These are fucking snowboarders.
Bodies.
You're worried about the cross-country ski team and what they have on their phones? It's insane.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, I don't think there's anything of material note in any of that. So we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Well, leave them at home. It'll be good for your screen time.
Yeah.
I see this article about Walmart preparing to enter the metaverse. Is that a fact?
Walmart's all in. So basically, the meme page, people of Walmart, is coming to the metaverse.
Are you serious?
No.
Oh my God. I was literally like, that's the most brilliant thing ever. Like, imagine if they did like an NFT that was the people of Walmart.
Oh my God. Can you believe that? Like 10,000 of those people.
Oh my gosh. I'd buy one of those. That would get me in the game.
Yeah, so Walmart basically filed a bunch of patents on December 30th, kind of clearly indicating that they're entering the kind of financial services digital currency game. And it looks like a couple things. They looks like they're planning to create their own cryptocurrency and a collection of NFTs. So I'm curious to see how someone like a Walmart does it. I actually understand the cryptocurrency for Walmart because it could be wrapped into a loyalty program or even NFTs, like wrapped into a loyalty program. They still sell the most product in America, more so than anyone else in the country. So there's a lot of reasons for Walmart to just be culturally aligned. I don't believe it's going to be like in the traditional way that everyone thinks. It's like they're not launching an art project that
Yeah.
it's 10,000 versions of AK-47s.
Yeah. People at Walmart's genius. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
That'd be the biggest thing on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, imagine those 10,000 people, just pay them all money to have their rights. Like, it would crush.
Or just create them out of like the kind of like the archetypes. Like here's the pregnant,
Yeah.
blue hair.
No shoes, pregnant woman.
Yeah, here's the no shoe, borderline homeless guy. Here's the family. Like there's just kind of types,
Yeah. I don't know if they would do that, but maybe we could.
Yeah, I'm down to.
But yeah,
I don't. Doesn't it feel to you like at all like this is all like? Okay, I know this is a really unpopular opinion, but I can't help but have the feeling that like this isn't real. Like one day it could be, but like I don't know. Like if there's a Walmart like coin that you can use to shop there and get discounts, and you have like, is that really even affect their business in the slightest?
I think it's more of just the way that you will do certain things will be just covered up with the idea of cryptocurrency and NFTs. So I think loyalty programs integrating NFTs and cryptocurrency could make sense. The way you pay through cryptocurrency could make sense. At the end of the day, what is Walmart going to do? They're continue going to sell everything you need in your home through their physical stores. Some of it will be on the internet. That's it. The cryptocurrency and the NFT part of it, it's just smoke and mirrors to keep people engaged.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. Like, I don't think what anything going to do Walmart with Web3 like is going to change their business or trajectory. Like, they're killing it. They'll continue to kill it. If some schmucks want to pay with some Ethereum, they'll let you pay.
Yeah. I haven't even figured out Apple Pay yet.
Yeah. I didn't even know you could send money to other people via Apple.
You can. And do you do the Apple Pay like where you can like tap your phone on the thing?
Yeah, I do that all the time because I don't carry a wallet generally. So
and that
I'll end
works?
up at a grocery store or a gas station. And I remember just recently I was at a gas station and they didn't have Apple Pay. And I had to keep driving till I found one.
And it's just on your phone and it just charges it to your credit card?
Yeah, boom. It feels it feels fake.
That's what it's like. You're not going to get me. How am I going to pay with the Walmart coin? I got to figure that out first.
Yeah. By the way, does anyone use that Apple credit card? Do you know anyone with that? I've never seen it.
No, I've never seen the physical one in real life.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see. It just feels like this stuff is it feels to me like the 3D TV craze. Like when every TV, like you would go to Best Buy and it'd be like, yeah, but this one's 3D and like 3D TV. And it was, oh my gosh. And then no one cared ever. It never caught on.
Yeah. And I think with this NFT thing, corporate America has such FOMO that every single company is doing something.
Yeah.
I would love if a company like just like In-N-Out just comes out and says, you know what? Fuck Web3. We're not doing anything. You're going to still want our burgers. You're still going to eat our milkshake, drink our milkshakes.
That's what they should do. It would be so like, I'd be so like refreshing. It feels to me like everyone's getting in on the thing, but no one actually, like the thing hasn't been figured out yet. It's just, you got to say you're doing
no one knows what they're doing. Like, I wanted to post a job thing looking for, and I remember doing this for, I forgot, we were joking about it for some other topic, but I was like, looking for chief Web3 officer, 5 years experience.
Yeah. You should put that out.
Yeah.
You should post that for the business and just say,
yeah,
any takers.
You
could say 5 months experience, and you wouldn't have any application. What about this other story about? Well, this is very much your world, so I'll ask you. But this story about reporters, especially like sports reporters, have really blown up and made a name for themselves on social media. I would say mainly Twitter. Yeah. But now there's a couple of these sports reporters that kind of have beef with each other. What is this? What's happening here? Fill me in on this.
So specifically in the NBA, there's two guys, Shams and Woj, as they're known, and they basically kind of break all the big news that happens in the NBA. There's also Adam Schefter in the NFL, and what's interesting is that these people are so popular. These guys are breaking news all the time. So if you follow during NBA free agency, or you follow just before the trade deadlines, these guys are just breaking crazy news. Shams has 1.4 million Twitter followers. Woj has 5 million Twitter followers. Adam Schefter has 8.9 million. So Adam Schefter is the NFL guy. They're saying,
how do these independent people get that breaking news?
So that's part of what this article is saying is obviously relationships with agents and teams and players. That's how they broke it, and that's how this Shams guy broke it. Was early in his career, I think he was still a student. He broke something in Chicago. I forgot what the exact headline was, but what's interesting is how much these people make. So they're so influential in the news realm of sports, but it's rumored that Woj makes $2 million a year and Adam Schefter makes $3 million a year, which is wild considering you have 8.9 million Twitter followers.
If you think about what Bill Simmons made in the last couple years.
Yeah.
That's the value of this independent journalism that's that good, really. These guys should be making bank.
So someone like Adam Schefter, who's in the NFL, if he's making $3 million, could he get, I don't know, a million people to pay him $3 a month on some service? Probably. But why does it get a million people to pay him $1 a month? Imagine you said you get all the breaking NFL news for $1 a month. Yeah. I'd probably do it. $1? Why not?
Do you follow these guys?
I follow all of them.
And are they mainly Twitter, or do they go to a website, or?
No, it's all Twitter.
But doesn't that seem like just a huge flaw? Don't you feel you should have a podcast and a this and a that and a Twitter? You can't really.
Yeah, the problem is the news is breaking, right? These guys are in the breaking news business. Yeah. They're not in the discussion business. That's happening on ESPN and Fox Sports and all these other channels, or The Ringer or whatever. But they are in the business of just telling you what happened immediately. If you
someone else should just pay them.
Who should?
So just someone else. You're right. With that model.
Yeah.
Then someone else should just pay them a shit ton to break it, that has their own discussion shows.
Exactly. I don't even understand why Twitter just doesn't sign them. Twitter should just sign them.
How do they even make money?
Well, they all they work for ESPN or
So they have like the jobs that are paying them that, but then their Twitter is
Twitter is the reason why they're getting paid $2-3 million. And I think, all kind of things considered, getting paid as a journalist $2-3 million is very, very high. It's just that you've amassed these crazy followings.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like, I know, like, even just from a fantasy perspective, like, I look at Adam Schefter's Twitter in the mornings on Sunday just to make sure all my guys are playing.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane. Like, these guys have crazy followings. And I feel like
Go ahead.
But it's similar to like everything in the world. Like, the best journalists could make $10 million a year. The best teachers should make $10 million a year. The best radio hosts should make the most money. I don't think it should be limited just to like even like when you come to education, like if you are the best math teacher in the world, why not make $10 million a year? Who cares? If you're teaching the world's children, cool.
For sure.
Get paid.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I would say either you got to go, someone's got to pay them more, or they have to learn to be, like, I don't know, if they were borderline entertaining and they had a podcast that you could throw on in the mornings and it would give you all the info, I feel like you'd listen to it.
Yeah, they just have to leave their respective networks, right? Like, you can't.
Yeah. Well, that's the Bill Simmons. You got to follow the Bill Simmons model.
Yeah. I think
the lead.
Yeah, I agree. You just have to have the guts to do it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's interesting. How about this? I got something good. Here's a headline. I'm just going to read the headline. Dollar Tree customers say the decision to raise most prices to $1.25 left them feeling sick to their stomachs.
I got to agree with
Don't tread on me. Really?
I'm sick.
Here's what I didn't know. Here's what I didn't know is Dollar Tree is one of the last dollar stores to actually stick to the dollar price point on a lot of things. It's a little bit of shenanigans going on. It's called Dollar Store, but it's not actually.
There's a 99-cent store next to our office, maybe 2 blocks. And I remember going in there once a few years ago to get, I forgot, like something for the office, like paper towels or something. I was shocked how many things are not 99 cents.
Yeah, it's a fraud.
It's bullshit.
I feel like they probably started that way, and then just over the years they've added more. You can't. I mean, what can you really scale where everything has to be $1?
Yeah, and so looking at both sides of this equation, if you're a customer and you're accustomed to buying things at 99 cents or $1 per se, $1.25 is 25% increase.
It's a big hike.
It's a big hike.
Yeah. What's inflation, like 7% or something?
7%. These guys went 25%. Yeah.
Yeah. They should have ramped it up.
Yeah, I mean, I think the challenge is like maybe you do 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents, not like boom, $1.25.
That is a little shock, yeah.
And I think like the challenge is like from a consumer standpoint, everything else in the world is expensive. These guys are raising their prices. I don't even know how they get stuff to sell at $1, frankly. Like anything that's not completely fucked up. So that's impressive on its own. I think the what's going to be interesting thing is with inflation coming, rapidly, how do you even maintain this business model? Like, do you just the $2 store just like
you just
like
lie
$5
like everyone
below
else?
At least is $5 and below, so they have some room.
But they all of them lie. You just lie like everyone else.
Yeah.
You're just the Dollar Tree and like, yeah, I don't know. I guess a couple of our things are $1.
Yeah. Some are $1. Sometimes the trees are $2.
It depends on what tree you pick. Yeah, I think that's because it says also in here that their investors for a long time have been pushing them to raise prices and they've been pushing back.
Yeah.
And now I think, everything going on is probably just too much. But like, come on. I mean, everyone else is doing it. You got to just jump in. But I mean, sick to my stomach feels a little extreme.
Well, I mean,
unless you're just, maybe you're buying $50 worth of shit.
Yeah, if you're buying $50 and all of a sudden now it's like $62 or whatever, like, that's a lot.
I agree. Okay, well, listen, it's tough out here. And Inflation is not transitory. I don't know what else you need to see.
That's the new word of the day.
Transitory tree. It just changes as inflation. It should just literally match with inflation. If it goes up, great. If it goes down, we can get back to $1. It's up to the government.
That's cool. The dynamic tree.
Yeah. I like it.
Some days you walk in, it's like 50 cents.
Get it while it's hot.
Yeah.
Tomorrow it might be $1.70. How about this? This seems right up our alley. There's this Wall Street Journal article about, and it says, meet the investor who spots opportunities for Jeffrey Katzenberg. This seems like...
Who could that be?
I mean, this seems like a pretty monster job. I mean, the investor who spots opportunities for Jeffrey Katzenberg, the billionaire mogul.
Yeah.
Who is this whiz kid?
Who is this whiz kid? So the article came out today on Wall Street Journal. Is our friend of the podcast and good friend Anthony Saleh. Kind of a big story on the Wall Street Journal. So, oftentimes when I'm looking through articles of like what to talk about on the podcast, I always log into Wall Street Journal and I look at most popular. This story is one of the most popular now.
Really?
Yeah. And what it's really highlighting is our friend Anthony's kind of entrance into investing and his relationship with Jeffrey Katzenberg and Wonder Co., where he's a partner and now launching a $100 million early stage investment fund. And the premise of the article is really about how Anthony's been an incredible early stage investor and how he's helped Wonder Co. kind of spot some things early on, like Dapper Labs that did NBA Top Shot. And, it talks about, just because I know Anthony very well and I know the Katzenbergs very well, like it's an incredible story of just how everything has happened, and more importantly, like how, when you think about like technology and you think about old Hollywood, guys like Anthony were not in the picture. Like, just even there was a comment in the article about he grew out his hair during the pandemic. And even I was like, yo, you should probably cut your hair.
Yeah, he looked wild for a minute there.
Yeah. And he looked like Cornel West, but but Cornel West is like, much older.
Apparently it worked.
Yeah, and Jeffrey referenced that, he didn't care what his hair was like, just deliver the results right at the end of the day. And I think that in itself is just a great testament to Jeffrey and like how, like, I don't know, just understanding he is of like, he just understands young people and where the world is going. And then Anthony obviously clearly understands technology and incredible entrepreneurs. And so it's pretty cool to see like the old world and the new world colliding. And it just so happens to be all friends, which is amazing. Yeah. And it's a huge profile because, Anthony's pretty under the radar guy. Like, he doesn't really post on social media. His Twitter is just like weird boxing commenting and soccer. Like, no one cares about boxing.
He's
bro.
Big in the boxing game.
Yeah, like
he's very concerned about the nuances of the boxing business.
Yeah, like just like complete nobodies. Like nobody knows these people. Like nobody knows.
I mean, only like hardcore boxing fans.
Yeah,
and I feel like even hardcore boxing fans are like, yeah, whatever. This is just how boxing is. And Anthony's like, no. Yeah,
he's fighting over like fucking F-list boxers. So he's not very public when it comes to his business and what he's investing in, and even his artist and what he does, all day. Which is, I actually think that's kind of the genius of why he's able to kind of toe the line of like all these different aspects of his life, which is the investor life, the manager life, because he is low key. It's not about him. It's about his production. Yeah. And, when you look at like specifically entertainment today, a lot of managers think they're talent.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Especially with social media.
Most managers think they're talent. Like,
I would say most, yeah.
And that's a very like weird thing to be doing. Like if you're a music manager, if you wanted to be the talent, then you should have been the talent.
Yeah.
Right. Like in my opinion, the manager, the agent should always remain low key. You never want to be bigger than your talent. And I think he's done an incredible job of that. And that's why he gets the best artist. And I think when it comes to on the investing side, it's the same thing. It's about your the people you invest in. It's about the companies you invest in. It's not about you. And the same thing is happening, interestingly enough, in technology, where these investors think they're bigger than the fucking companies they invest in.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, as an investor, you're only good as the last check you wrote. No one is checking on you for any other reason than your money.
Yeah.
So if you ever fall out of line, like you will be forgotten because you're a commodity. And the same thing as a manager, like you have to produce results. And if it's about you, then the artist is going to leave you. And I think that's something that Anthony really gets. It's funny because like I've known him for so long. I read the article. I was like, 35-year-old Anthony Saleh. And I was like, damn, he's 35? You're 35 too, right?
Yeah. That feels old to you?
I know you guys as like 25-year-olds.
Oh, yeah.
So when I look at it, I was like, damn, this fool got old, 35.
Yeah, imagine how old that makes you.
Yeah.
You're like 50.
I mean, to be fair, look at me and look at him. He looks like he's 67 years old. I don't have a gray hair in my head. Look at this. Look at this beautiful set of hair still.
Oh my God. You use Hair Club for Men or something?
I use Propecia.
No dye? You don't use dye yet? You're not going gray yet?
No, I honestly don't get grays. I got a little bit of gray like 3-4 years ago. And Haley would cut it out for me. But like,
okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, a big deal. And I will also say, like, maybe it's just because we know him so well, but it feels to me like old school press is kind of like whatever, like not that big of a deal. But this article feels like, I guess maybe because Anthony's so low key, like this article feels like it will like change. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people are getting introduced to him for the first time. A lot of people might know of him, but not really know the extent of the work that he does. Like it seems like it will actually change like his, perception, whatever that means.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think the problem is like we live in this world where like everyone thinks that like the press or the followers or whatever it is matters. And, the reality is it doesn't, it's not a reflection of your performance, but in technology and entertainment and just in pop culture, like that shit matters. Yeah. He's been able to like stay away from that for the most part. So
don't you feel like it's important when it comes to like deal flow though? Don't you think like the hot new founder wants to be with the person that they recognize?
So I agree. But the thing is like he's so personable and kind of with so many people all the time. It's very different. For the awkward investor that like is just tweeting away in their fucking bedroom.
Yeah.
That person needs the hype.
Yeah,
because,
that makes sense.
You want to meet Anthony? Go to Shaba. Like, don't DM him. Go to Shaba.
For real. Go to a shitty boxing match in downtown LA.
Yeah, you want to, comment about like some third-rate boxer we're never going to hear about, and you may run into like one of those like real like Fight Club situations.
Yeah, he'll be there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Well, congrats to him. It's a huge thing, and big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, last but not least, following the business strategy of the Dollar Tree, Netflix is also raising its prices in the U.S. and Canada. So, hey, inflation.
Inflation is real. So they're raising it $1 to $2 depending on their plan. It's basically 10%. So if you're on the $10 plan, it's up $1. If it's on the $18 plan, it's up to $20. So they are raising it above inflation. I mean, great move. Why not? Like, I like the small raises. Like, if I was them,
Yeah.
I would not even raise it $2 a year. I would just raise it blindly $1 a year.
I literally raise it like 5 cents a month.
Yes, exactly. Like do
And
it
just
slow.
slowly. Because what does anyone cancel? I mean, how many people do you think cancel? Not 10%.
Nobody.
So that's the point. Like you can just turn on increased profit like that.
So I mean, I'm trying to think like, at what price point do you think people turn off Netflix? It's clearly not $20 a month. For the
What's
amount
basic?
of
Like
content,
what does Netflix cost for most people? $15?
What?
Like
Yeah.
what's the? I know there's 2 plans, but
there's 3 plans. There's a basic at $9.99. Like
What do you think's the most
basically,
popular?
it's based on like the quality of the video. So for $9.99, you get like basically it looks like CryptoPunk all your shows. It's just like pixelated.
for $3 they'll just play the audio.
So for $2.99, they just show you the video, no sound.
Yeah, I didn't know that. It's not based on the offering or like the amount of streaming you can do. It's just quality.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you want
Okay,
4K, 1080p, like all that shit.
So what would you argue if you had to just guess for the sake of conversation? What's the most used version is $15?
I would guess is the cheapest version. Why not? Why would you even pay for the?
Okay, so I think to answer your question, I think above 20 you start to lose people.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
Yeah, because I mean, I'm trying to think like, I'm trying to compare it to something that's invaluable. So there are 74 million subscribers in the US and Canada, 213 million subscribers globally. I think in America, the threshold's a bit higher because we're used to very high cable prices. I remember 5 years ago, I had like, 4 TVs, Direct TV, Sunday Ticket, NBA League Pass. My shit was like $400 a month.
Yeah. It was so possible to happen in that time because you just stack.
And I mean, like when I really think about it, like if it wasn't for sports, do I really need any other streaming service? I mean, I definitely don't need cable. Like regular TV, I'm only keeping because of NFL and NBA Finals.
What about HBO?
So I mean, what did I watch? Hacks. I watched Hacks and Curb. I could buy the season though, right? Like I could pay $25 and in Succession, whatever. Yeah.
Okay,
HBO
so Netflix.
is a tough one. HBO is tough to cancel.
Netflix and sports, and then you can cherry pick the other things. What does Dom watch? YouTube?
No, he's Netflix heavy.
Oh,
and Disney Plus.
That's the other thing is I feel like I think Netflix is already getting there, but once you become the dominant one, you could raise it to, I don't know, $40. And, like you gotta get to the point where all the other options aren't also really good. Because the problem is everyone's stacking like how you were doing.
Yeah. I mean,
right? So you got to just.
I spend and I have all, like I'm sure like you have all the options. Yeah. I end up the most on Netflix.
Yeah, me too. And the only thing that I don't have now is cable, but I just signed up for the YouTube TV thing. And that gives me, that's like all the main channels. Like you get all the sports, do you get
like golfing. CNN and shit?
I'm sure. I haven't checked, but I'm sure. You get all the, you just don't get the like weird niche shit, but you get all big games.
So what do you use to get your internet? Like what service do you use?
Spectrum.
And how much is that?
That's a good question, actually. I don't know. But I don't do phone or, obviously phone or TV. Yeah. I just do internet with Spectrum, high speed, fast as possible. And then obviously I'm a little like, I do a little bit of all the streaming services, but anything on TV like sports or that is YouTube TV. And then everything else is pretty much Netflix, HBO, or iTunes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Netflix can comfortably get to $50 a month and have very little resistance.
I think they could. I mean, the question is if you went to 20. I just wonder realistically, if you raised it to $30 right now, flat fee, do you gain more with the extra amount or do you lose more because so many people quit? I don't think you lose.
I just don't know who's leaving, right? Like for $10 more, let's say even if you're at the $10 a month, for $20 a month, where else on earth are you getting more value?
I think if you're one of the people who was sick to their stomach about the Dollar Tree fiasco, I think you might leave.
Yeah, okay, those people might leave.
Okay.
But even like if you thought about it from that perspective, like you can raise your prices 25% before you get sick to your stomach.
Yeah, that's true. I'd be down to push it. I think Netflix does another year or two of incredible content. I mean, their content's got significantly better over the last year or two.
Fuck, it's incredible. Like I was talking about it last week. I'm watching Narcos Mexico. It's so good. It's so unbelievable.
Good. Yeah. And it's one of like 500
shows. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you just get significantly better every year or 2 years and just keep raising it 10%.
Yeah.
And then you end up at 50 and you have incredible content and you dominate the world.
Yeah, because like you're seeing what's happening with Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime's creeping their way into the NFL. By the way, did you see this? NFL ratings for 2021 are up 10%.
From LY or ever?
Yeah, from LY.
Yeah, NFL's hot.
Hot. There
NFL's
was a game,
not going
the Thanksgiving game, Raiders and Cowboys, was the most watched game of the season. 40 million viewers. 40 million. That puts social media to shame. 40 million viewers is the only thing. It puts
social media to shame. And it's also like the NFL is the same thing we were saying earlier in the episode about China. Yeah. You can talk about CTE. You can talk about all the things wrong, kneeling, not handled well, all that stuff. They're untouchable.
They're untouchable. And what's interesting is that you look at like the way so this weekend was wild card weekend, tons of football on. There's 3 channels on, network television that can air football. CBS, NBC, and Fox. Mm-hmm. They were equally distributed a game each, in each day. And it's just so well like thought through. Like, okay, CBS is going to give us 10 billion, Fox is going to give us 10 billion, NBC is going to give us 10 billion, and everyone gets a playoff game, everyone gets a Super Bowl, everyone gets. It's just insane.
Yeah.
Like it's so well distributed. Like it is probably the most valuable piece of content ever in American history. And I was thinking, is it more valuable than a Marvel or Star Wars? And I would say yes. Because think about the ecosystem of the NFL compared to anything. Like Star Wars, basically, if you want to physically experience it, you got to go to like 2 places on Earth. Disneyland, whatever. I don't know. Epcot Center. I have no idea. Whatever.
Yeah.
NFL, you can go to 30 cities and go to a game and get to experience
I think it's significantly more valuable. Because I also think that like to keep Marvel going, you have to keep the story like evolving and going. And you need new movies. You need new. The NFL, you just keep the same format.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just do that more and more. You could do it forever.
And all these games are sold out. Every game, everyone's watching everything. The stars are bigger than ever. Like, even from a merchandising standpoint, when I walk around any city, I don't see people wearing, like, I see kids wearing Marvel or Star Wars. I see people wearing sports NFL shit. Like today was whatever, a huge day in sports. I was running around town running errands. I just saw people wearing Chiefs jerseys and Cowboys jerseys, and they're at the grocery store. They're not doing shit. They're just going to the grocery store.
Did you see the video of the fans storming the stadium at the Cowboys?
Yes.
Was it Cowboys? Who was it? Cowboys Chiefs?
No, 49ers.
Cowboys 49ers. They were storming. It was like Astro World.
Because it's Dallas, I would say the insurrection.
It was literally January 6th at that stadium.
It's probably like that every weekend.
Oh my God. I don't know. In my opinion, there is no question the NFL is more valuable than Marvel in those things.
Oh yeah, it's not. I mean, just think about it. I don't know how many teams are in the NFL. Let's say 27, 30, whatever it is. Each one is worth north of $1 billion. There's not a team less than $1 billion.
I know that you like sort of like rebel against anything Anand and I like. You have to listen to that NFL Business Breakdown show. It's so fucking good.
I will watch it.
And it really like explains so well like the nuance of how the machine works and how it's divided up. And it's just like, oh my God, like this thing is just like perfectly crafted to print money forever.
Forever.
How's AB doing? Anyone sign him yet? Or
I mean, he
doesn't need to ever play football.
He's at Delilah. He's a nice guy. He's at all the right places.
He's in the studio.
He's with, I see him with Rich at Fashion Nova everywhere. So
he might go make more money and not have to keep banging his head against stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That's all we got. Anything we're missing?
I think that's it. Everyone enjoyed their MLK Day.
Yep.
Celebrate the man that allows you to, if you're a person of color, to live your life.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely much needed. I'm curious what tomorrow will look like. Like, I don't know, even on social media and stuff like that. I feel like everything like, maybe I'm missing it, but everything just kind of moves so fast and different. Like everyone's attention feels like fragmented. I'm curious if there'll be any good attention, shown there.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be. I feel like it. You kind of wake up and realize it in the morning. You may not realize it, on Sunday. On Monday at 10 a.m., you realize the impact of it.
Yeah. Okay. That's all we got. Everyone have a great MLK Day. Have a great beginning of your week. And we will be back to talk to you on Tuesday. Bye-bye.